Basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Well, you just heard President Donald Trump's bleeped out swear word when he was discussing the Iran-Israel conflict from a month ago with members of the media. Is this becoming too common for politicians to swear on camera?
And we've been hearing it a little bit more. We have former Governor Gary Herbert joining us live now to lend his thoughts on using salty language to get a point across.
I don't think we've ever heard you swear.
Well, thank you, and neither is my wife, and we've been married 55 years.
Okay.
I'm not too prolific in the swearing, and I don't think my kids have really heard me swear either.
Well, that's awesome.
There are some notable exceptions, I think, for swearing, like if you work on a farm or the ranch. I understand that's the language the animals speak.
Yeah.
I don't understand anything else, and maybe if you're out playing golf, under your breath.
Well, first of all, Governor, we do want to wish you a happy Pioneer Day, and then get right to our task at hand. Do you think it's appropriate for elected leaders, especially higher ups like the governor or the president, to swear?
Well, I'm not a big swearer, as we've already discussed. I think we ought to have better ways to articulate our arguments rather than adding emphasis by swearing and using vulgar language. I do know a quote from George Washington, who really was the epitome of trying to have proper decorum. You want to look the part, dress the part, act the part, as our father of our country and the first president. He said this: "The foolish and wicked practice of profane cursing and swearing is a vice so mean and low that every person of sense and character detests and despises it." Well, we've come a long way since George Washington, I guess, and we see it's certainly a lot more common today. We're more casual. Our political discourse is more coarse, and that's, of course, indicative of some of our language.
And now this was really the first time a sitting U.S. president has used the F word on camera, and some stations were broadcasting that live. Do you think it's just used for impact? Are they trying to have that effect?
I think they are. I think I want you to know I'm really outraged. And so I'm going to swear to add emphasis, like adding 4 or 5 explanation points. Some just haven't been brought up very well. They think that's just typical language for all of us, and is okay to be used in all kind of settings. Abraham Lincoln at one time called people, a group of men he was speaking to, saying, let's watch the language. And the response was, why, do we have women present? And he said, no, but we have gentlemen present. Again, we've become a lot more casual and coarse in our language and how we interact with each other, particularly in politics, and our language shows that to be true.
So do you think an occasional swear word or something might turn off voters, especially here in Utah?
Well, I don't know what the polling shows, but I think most people don't like vulgar language at all, and really they're shocked a little bit when somebody uses the F-bomb and other kind of language like that. The normal, I guess, biblical swear words, hell and damn, probably not quite so much. But I think all of us could do better. We expect more from our leaders. We want them to be good examples to us and to our children. I think if you can articulate your argument with good, sound reasoning without swear words, more people are apt to follow and believe that you're a leader, as opposed to you're just kind of don't have a good argument, so you're going to swear.
Well, I know some voters they like it when politicians are a little more down to earth, more conversational in their speech, but is swearing taking it too far?
Well, again, it depends on the setting. I think there is probably a setting that maybe it's not quite so offensive, but formal settings, again, I'm one who believes in decorum. When I went into the formal office of the governor, I always had a coat and tie on. I followed kind of the leadership of Ronald Reagan, he wouldn't go into the Oval Office without having a coat and tie on. It kind of sets the feeling for what we do and the respect we have for the office itself and for the people who are coming to visit and be with you. So there are settings when swearing is not appropriate at all, even if it's minimal. Other settings, if you are casual and you're down at the local sports bar, is probably not quite as shocking. But I think all of us could do better. I mean, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, we can all do better and respect those that were around us by showing proper decorum.
Yeah.
That means the language too.
Right.
Okay, Governor, let's just take an opportunity now. It is Pioneer Day, and what does this mean to you?
Well, I'm grateful for those pioneers who came and settled what's become the best state in America and a good example to the rest of the nation in how to run government, certainly the state level. I happen to be one of those that had pioneer forefathers and mothers that came across the plains with Brigham Young and others. American Fork City was founded by my great-great-great-grandfather, Stephen Shipman. So I have a great appreciation for those who came first, suffered much, sacrificed a lot, and prepared to make the trail better for those who came after. And I'm the beneficiary of that. For me, when I think of the 24th of July, I think, what am I doing as a pioneer to help for those who come after me? And so I think I reflect with gratitude on those who've come before, made it better for me, and I also say I need to do the same for those who come after me. And my wife and I really appreciate the 24th of July for those two things that help motivate us to be better.
Getting the family together today for a celebration, maybe?
We do. We're having a gathering today at our neighborhood to have a kind of a Pioneer Day breakfast. When I leave this broadcast, I'll head to that breakfast. It starts at 9 o'clock. We get together. We might go down to the golf course and hit a few balls on the driving range or recreation. And so we have all kinds of different things going on. Some of our kids are headed down southern Utah to have a long weekend and spend some time down there in recreation and away from the drudgery of work.
Yeah. Well, that
Everybody celebrates their own way. I'm going to be just mostly home, enjoying life and kick back a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice
Well,
to have the day
that'll,
off to
that'll be
celebrate.
awesome. We wish you the very best, and I guess may we all be good, modern pioneers, right?
All of us are pioneers, whether we're a sixth generation like me or seventh or eighth, whatever that is with my kids and my grandkids. But Mary, you're a first generation pioneer, and we appreciate the good example you are. I've never heard you drop the F-bomb on television.
Oh,
Never
you,
will.
You haven't been around the studio.
I was going to say, if you hit the golf course, don't swear.
Well, one of those four-letter words is four.
Or that's a good one. Okay, Governor, thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you later.